Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library, Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we are taking a look at organizing Google Photos. What you're going to be able to do here is we're just taking a look at, I know this is a busy time of year, everyone is taking a lot of pictures usually, or for that matter, even I know I find myself here at the end of the year looking and thinking, oh my gosh, I have quite the collection of photos and not a whole lot of organization. So we're going to take a look at Google Photos, and I'll briefly talk about and mix in a little bit from your phone versus on a computer. So today I'm working on a computer, and when I'm on my account, notice I go up to my 9 dots here, and I'm going to go down to Photos. So I'm opening up Photos, and it's going to come up with my account and any photos that I have available. And then what you're going to see down the side is the ability to explore, share, print, so forth, going down the side. Before we do that, I'm going to take a look real quick at settings. On a computer, you have the gear. On your phone, the settings is going to appear underneath your image that you have. So if I go to settings here, I'm going to talk about a couple different things in here. First of all, at the very top, you'll see the original quality versus the storage saver. What this is doing is taking your image and the pixels, not the size, not the physical size. So it's not like taking an 8 by 10 or 11 by 14, that type of size. It's the amount of pixels in your picture and decreasing those. What that does is it's obviously not taking as much space. It's not as large a file to save. So that's what you have here at the very top. The next thing down here I'm going to go to is partner sharing. And I don't know if everyone always knows this is available. If you click on partner sharing, if you turn this on, you pick a date, pick when you want to make this become available, you would hit select, and then if I click that I want to share all my photos, then what happens is I go next, which I'm not going to do here because it's going to pull up any people that are part of my group. I'm not going to show that information. I can click on who I would want to share this with. So if I wanted to make it that my pictures were available to, say, my spouse or to a child or best friend, whatever, I could do that there. So that's what you see when you go to this. I'm going to turn this back off. I'm not going to share anything, but that's where you would go to the partner sharing. And then memories is something that a lot of people, if you choose here, what you can do is you can turn some of this off. If you're like me, you can be in and all of a sudden your memories come up and maybe you don't want all those, or you don't want certain types of memories, you can turn those on and off here as well. And then the last thing to look at really is with location, and it's the same thing. You can, anytime you take a photo, you with your phone, you've got the date, the time, and the location. If you want, you can turn this off because it'll estimate a location if it can't find an exact spot. So those are just a couple handy little things in the settings before we get started with really looking at organizing. You might want to have some of that adjusted depending on how you want to organize. So I'm going to go back over here to Photos, and when it comes time to start organizing, one of the things is you obviously a lot of times are searching. So if I go up here in the search bar, it will find based upon information I have about the photo. So it can be based upon location, as well as if you have labeled your photos with and tagged people, and as well as even what the image is. So I'm going to type in vault. I'm going to actually pull vault in because I have one of my children. That's what they've done. Notice now all of a sudden I have any and every pole vault picture. Notice it goes back to my date. The ones with the little icon here at the top, it's actually a video. So that's what you're going to see by doing a search. I'm going to do another search. I'm going to do one for dog, and you're going to see my dog here show up. And this is what I wanted you to see is how the info shows. So what you've got, that popped up because I had been in it previously. If I go here to the eye, this is where my info shows. So notice you can tell when the picture was taken. It was taken with my iPhone, my Apple iPhone, and what I've called the picture. And then I've also got down here the map with the actual location. So, and then I can actually, if I would want, go in here and edit. And this is where I can make some changes if I wanted to make my picture look slightly different. I can always go back. I can always change it. So that's what I'm going to see. I can rotate. I can do, or I can crop, I should say. So I can do any of that type of information that you can with any photo from within the application there. So what the other thing then to organize, when it comes time to organize, we want to look at our pictures, and you have over here the ability to make albums. And when you've got these, I've got some of these albums here that I've made. And so what you will see is, for example, if I click on Christmas, anything that I have with Christmas that I put into here is now showing in my album. If I wanted to, for some reason, add another photo here, I can do that. I'm going to go out of the Christmas one for a minute, and I'm going to go to, let's go to this one that's certificates, and then I'm going to add an image here. I want you to see, look at how dated, how old this, you can see the actual date that I had put this information in there. I've got that available there. If I go add a photo, it's going to go out and it's going to show my photos that are within here if I want to put those in the album. So I'm going to click on work and just simply say done, and I'm going to add that in as well. But also notice I have the option that I can click on add photos, and I can click on select from computer, and I can go out and find any photo that I might have. I don't know if it'll take a PNG in or not. We'll try it. And now notice it did take my picture. It took in this PNG picture as well. So PNG, JPEG, those are just different formats for your pictures. When it takes those in, though, notice I've got all of these listed up here today because I had put those in. But notice those pictures that I was putting in are much older. So they actually go on down my page. They're not even visible because they were older photos that I had taken and grabbed from another time. The next thing to look at here is if you click on an image, I'm just going to click on this image, for example. Notice here, again, I have this image. And what this is just an image from Canva, a program I've talked about in the past. So what you'll see here is I don't have a description, so I can click on that to add it, as well as I can add a location. Obviously, like I said, this was an image that I had popped up from, or I transferred over from Canva, so it's not going to show an actual location because it was just something I had grabbed off to the internet. But if I wanted to add a location, I can do that. So any information I have in here is just going to make it a little bit easier when it comes time to searching, organizing, and finding that information. This is also where I would go if I were wanting to share. So we looked at, you've got share, you've got your edit. If I wanted to make changes, I've got my zoom in, info, star. If I star this, it's going to make it one of my favorites. So it's going to go into that collection. And obviously I can delete it, and I can click here for more options. So here, if I wanted to add it to an album because I didn't have an album, I could add it to a shared album, and I can even go out and order if that's pictures and stuff. But I'm going to go here real quick to share, and then what you see is you'll see my people pop up that I can actually share an image with. And then let's go right back here one more time to edit, and you'll see how this is again where I can make my changes. That I'm going to go back out of here totally. Let's go out of our image altogether. Go back to our starting screen here, and again I've got all these different. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got these 5 different albums I've made. If I want to actually make a new album, I click here on my albums, and I'm going to go here, create an album. I would simply go in and I would title that album, and I'm going to title it let's just title it library. I'm going to say that I've got that available, say add photos, and then I can pick what I would like to add. The one thing I didn't talk about here is, let's go out for just a second, go all the way back here to my photos page, and I am going to take an image that I have, and I have an image here of a shoe. I'm going to take it and I'm simply going to drag it on, and notice what happens. So do you want to download it? It did, and so now my shoe is now added. So I didn't have to, I have the option. I can go here to upload, but I simply from a computer can simply click wherever I might have that image, drag it over and save it. So that is a fairly basic, a little bit more detailed way to organize and share your photos, and kind of try and get everything into one spot to make things more simplistic, and it's going to put your images up to iCloud, which in turn are put them up into that cloud that is in turn not going to take up as much space on your device, be it your phone or your computer. I hope everyone has a great week and is getting all prepared for the holidays and will enjoy time with family and friends.